Welcome to the Smart Business Revolution.
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 You want a revolution?
You say you want a revolution?
Revolution. The revolution.
It's going on right now.
Welcome to The Revolution, the Smart Business Revolution podcast, where we ask today's most successful entrepreneurs to share the tools and strategies they use to build relationships and connections to grow their revenue. Now, your host for The Revolution, John Corcoran.
All right, welcome everyone. John Corcoran here. This is a different style of episode because I'm here with my business partner and friend, Dr. Jeremy Weisz, co-founder of Rise25. And, every year we take some time to step back and reflect on what we did last year and what we want to do in the year ahead and set some rocks, some big goals for our company. And so in this episode, we're going to be talking about why we are planning to do an acquisition of company or companies in 2023, why that's a big rock for us, and what some of our criteria are for 2023. And of course, if you are new to this program or to Inspired Insider, this will be going on both podcasts. Check out our archives. We've got lots of great interviews with smart CEOs, founders, and entrepreneurs from all kinds of companies, from Netflix, Kinko's, P90X, Einstein Bagels, Atari, you name it. So check out the archives. And of course, this episode brought to you by our company, Rise25, where we help B2B businesses to get clients, referrals, and strategic partnerships with done-for-you podcast and content marketing. And you can learn all about what we do at rise25.com. All right, so Jeremy, let's launch into it here. So we're looking to do a few acquisitions this year. You and I, have been now in the podcast space for about 26, 27 years between the two of us, not even counting all of our amazing team who've been in it for a number of years now. So we have a lot of experience in this space. And we want to acquire a few other companies or that are going to join up with us and help us really in our mission to help B2B companies to build amazing relationships with referral partners, strategic partners, clients. So let's talk, Jeremy, about the criteria of what we're looking for in those types of companies.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing when we were discussing this that we came up is values. So do you want to talk a little bit about from a value standpoint, forget about the revenue or what the company does. We really want values alignment.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we've taken our values very seriously. We use them to filter everything that we do, from hiring people to what we decide to do with the business. And one of our writers actually came up with this term, give back, GIVIE. BACK. Each of them stands for a different thing. I won't go into all of them now. It's on our careers page if you want to check that out. But a few of them that are really important to us is, one, being generous, giving to others. That's really what podcasting is about. It's giving to others, giving them exposure, giving them publicity, giving them a pedestal, asking them about their background, to tell their stories, to share it with future generations. That's one of the pieces. Education. Visualize growth and expansion. That's what we're talking about here. Investing wise, of being frugal. You can check out some of those other core values, but we definitely want any company that we acquire, we want there to be overlap in terms of shared values. But let's talk about the ideal type of company, Jeremy. There's two different categories we're looking at.
Yeah, I mean, we help B2B companies get clients and referral partners using done-for-you podcast and content marketing. We're an easy button and do the strategy, accountability, and execution. So we are looking to acquire a company that complements our services that we provide. And so it kind of falls into two different categories, right? So one is they're an agency in the podcast space, or maybe they're a podcast producer that works with B2B clients. And the second one, John, is a B2B agency that could provide additional services to our clients.
Maybe complementary to the work that we do right now. Maybe there's some overlap in some of the work that we do, or maybe there isn't. There's some services that we don't provide that are still generally in the podcast space. So this could be, a done-for-you book company that helps B2B companies to create a book that they use to market their services, a podcast guest booking services company, podcast advertising agencies that are placing ads, on podcasts, lead generation company that's using cold email or direct mail in order to reach out to prospects, or maybe a social media content agency of some sort that's helping to create and share content for clients, B2B clients online. What are some of the other criteria, Jeremy, that we're looking at?
So the age of the company, right? So we want some type of longevity. It may just depend, but at least 2 years in business.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And maybe they have a longer, they may have a track record in the industry for much longer, but maybe they started this business 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Another big one for us is the team is trained and they have some kind of documented procedures in place and SOPs so that there's a training process, and acquiring a team and having a team that knows what they're doing and has these things documented is important. What about from a revenue perspective?
From a revenue perspective, what we're looking at now is gross revenues from $200,000 on the low end to about $1.5 million on the high end, and an EBITDA of at least $100,000 is what we're looking at. One other thing I wanted to mention, though, is that for the company that we're looking to acquire, I think what would be motivating for them is it could be a founder that wants to move on, or it could be a founder that still wants to be part of the company afterwards. But we're looking for a company that wants to be part of a larger initiative. We've got a great team now all over the globe, and we put a lot of effort into building camaraderie and doing events to reinforce our core values. We do a book club every month where we get together and go through a book or a masterclass course or something like that. We have a monthly meeting where we're sharing what we're doing as a company, and we're getting to know one another, and we're sharing ways in which we're learning or improving ourselves personally. Those things are important to us. And one of the things that's attracted our team members that have come to work with us is that you can be in any part of the globe, and you can be part of this team of teammates that you work together on. And, it's right in our core values, but one of our core values is being niceness. I'm a recovering lawyer. I dealt with many years of combativeness, and I don't want to deal with that now. I know you don't either. So we want people that are nice to one another, and we want clients that are nice to us. And so if that's attractive to you, then that might be, this might be a good opportunity for you. Another
one is diversification, right? Talk about diversification as far as client diversification.
Yeah. So for us, for us and for the company that's being acquired, there's some greater certainty from diversification. So we have a diversified client base, but within the B2B space. And we do have, we're looking for other types of clients that are coming in, especially if there are perhaps enterprise types of clients. We haven't had as many of those, but we're open to different types of clientele.
And if one client representing too much.
Yes. So if you, we're not looking for a company that has over reliance on one particular client. So if any one client represents more than 40% of the company's revenues in the trailing 12 months, that probably would not be a good fit for us.
Are there any other criteria that we're looking for that we haven't mentioned?
I think those are the main ones. We're always open to a conversation. So if you're watching or listening to this and it piques your interest and you're not sure if your company would be a good fit or not, or if you know someone else who has a company that you think would be a good fit, we encourage you to shoot us a message, send us a message on LinkedIn. You can email me, John at Rise25 or Jeremy at Rise25. Reach out, and we're always open to a conversation. All right, and we will wrap things up there. So thanks, everyone, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you for listening to the Smart Business Revolution podcast with John Corcoran. Find out more at smartbusinessrevolution.com. And while you're there, sign up for our email list and join the revolution.
Revolution.
And be listening for the next episode of the Smart Business Revolution podcast.